Good morning guys, 6:30 in the morning, -5 degrees outside, Seoul, and we are going to a special place. Today we'll be going to DMZ, the demilitarized zone at the border with the North Korea. Join me. Right, the DMZ, an area that I always dreamed in visiting. Oh my god, I cannot believe that today I will go a couple of kilometers away from the North Korean border. That's something incredible. Anyway, before getting to the DMZ, we have to go to the station. It's a couple of minutes walk away, and yeah, I never thought that Seoul at 6:30 in the morning, it's so lively. Have a look at it. Oh my god. It's so cold and I'm dressed so inappropriately. But what can we do? We are doing our best with what we have at our disposal. The area where I'm living, Dongmyo, it's an area full of these huts, these red huts, which at night they become a market. And there is also a market behind the station, which makes this area really lively. But anyway, let me tell you, in order to go to the DMZ, I had to book a tour. You cannot go on your own. It is a heavily sensible, well actually, it is a sensible area with military presence, and you must be with a tour guide, an authorized tour guide, and you cannot go on your own. So for all this little experience, which will last around 8 hours, I paid 55 euros. Let me know if you think that it's a fair price or I overpaid for it. Hopefully it will be a great day, an interesting one. Just looking forward to embrace it. Dongdaemun station. I thought that this walk will be longer, but it was actually a fair one. A really small, nice walk.
The train for Uido is approaching. 서울의 중심대가 서강대학교, 문구동 수학로 창업로 서강대학교, 서강대학교, 서강대학교는 서울 성북구에 있습니다.
So I didn't feel that much in the station because it feels a bit sketchy, to be honest with you. But anyway, here we go. We got to a very lively area, to be honest with you. That's actually really cool. Yeah, so I was saying it feels a little bit sketchy because in this moment South Korea goes through a hard moment, and I don't know, it's full of cameras, full of police around. I mean, I don't feel comfortable in recording in the station, but yeah, I'll try to do my best next time. Right, now we need to wait for the guide. I'm waiting for a coffee, and yeah, we're off to the DMZ. So we met with the guide. I got my little badge. The bus is literally here. Let's get on it because it's actually freezing out there. So to the DMZ. Icy windows, and we are almost there. All the way up to the border of North Korea. Is that cold? Right, so we made it to the DMZ. A little tour in Injinka. -6, and we're moving forward. We have a free time now. The reason why I'm not recording what the guide says is because, first of all, I would like to learn myself because I do not know much about the Korean War, and second of all is because I'm a little bit rusty. As you can see, I'm mumbling because it's bloody cold. It's -6 degrees now. So let me just give you a tour of these monuments. So this is a sacred place where people from South Korea that have their ancestors buried in North Korea are coming to pray. During national holidays, the guy has mentioned us that they come here and pray all together. Apparently, Korea is a Christian country, 40% of them, but the majority of them, they actually believe in their ancestors. So for those that are buried in North Korea, they are coming here to pray. And this stone, this monument, which is actually a UNESCO memory of the world, shows the struggle in identifying the separate families from each other. And it's just a really touching story. Apparently in the 80s, when the TV was a common product among the population, they had a TV program that was reuniting the families. Something really nice, really touching, and really, really interesting, this experience. By the way, I haven't seen snow since the last time I was in Russia, I guess. And here we can see the Freedom Bridge. After the war ended, they exchanged prisoners, South Korea and North Korea, and the South Koreans captured by the North Koreans crossed this bridge shouting freedom. Therefore, it's called the Freedom Bridge. My hands are frozen. Right. So the last one, actually guys, I don't know if you can see, but the river is completely frozen. And the last monument of this first stop is this train. Apparently, this train was caught in between fire by the US and the Chinese soldiers that were sent by China to help the North Koreans. And you can see here all these bullet marks. Oh my god, the trains back in the days, they were huge. Look at these wheels. Incredible. Very, very interesting. What I also learned today is that way, 7 kilometers, you can see North Korea, which is divided in 5 kilometers of military controlled area and 2 kilometers of the actual DMZ. So the DMZ line is 2 kilometers onto South Korea and 2 kilometers onto North Korea. Although it's called demilitarized zone, it's actually one of the most dangerous and heavily armed areas in the world. It's actually full of landmines in the north side and in the south side. And it's just really interesting to hear from the guide the way he explains stuff, that they're generally hoping for the reunification. They are actually emotionally scarred by what happened in the early 50s. Incredible. It's just an incredible experience. The iron train in front of us is pointing to North Korea. This is a symbol and hope for reunification. So one day they're hoping to reunify the country and take this train to the northern side and unify the country again. And this place here apparently sells North Korean money. I don't know how is that possible. I don't know from where they got them. However, we got ourselves a little souvenir, a 5 won, I guess, from North Korea. I paid this 7,000 South Korean won, which is about 5 to 6, 7 euros, and it's just a nice piece of memorabilia that I will jealously conserve. Now, let's go to the bus and move on to the second spot. Thanks God it's getting a little bit warmer.
This is met since he was young. So one day he left house with one cow. Back in the day, even now, one cow is a huge property by Hyundai Corporation. And then when you look this way, do you see the red roof buildings on the other side of the river? The red roof building on the other side of the river? That is
Mine signs.
we're in the red area, we're about to get in the green area.
We just been to the observatory. Very interesting to see the North Korean flag in the distance. Unfortunately, I couldn't film because you cannot film apparently, but it is very, very interesting. And yeah, this is the South Korean side, and the one in my right is the North Korean side, which apparently I cannot film. But it is very interesting. This is the old observatory, which now of course is closed. On the left hand side is the parking with the buses and the South Korean side. On the right side, I cannot film. There is a guy literally in the office behind me checking out if someone is filming or not. Anyway, now we're going to the tunnel. Apparently there we cannot film as well. We'll try to do our best. We got to the third tunnel. Apparently there are 10 of them, but they found only 4, and we are going to visit one of them. And this is the DMZ sign, famous, where everyone is taking pictures. The United Nations flag and the South Korean. So far, with this guy, Charles, which is the name of the guide, everything is super interesting. I love it. That one was the entrance for the third tunnel. A tunnel deep over 300 meters below the ground. We had to leave our backpacks, phones, everything, hats, everything in the lockers. Then we took a helmet and we went all the way down. I couldn't film, but it was very, very interesting. What a beautiful place. This is the last stop of the trip. This is the suspended bridge here in South Korea. I thought that it has a historical meaning, but apparently no. It was created to attract more tourists to this beautiful city. Nothing special, just a bridge. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheerio.